After spending 6 of the first games away from the friendly confines of Daytona Stadium, the Bethune-Cookman University football team begins their only 2-game homestand of the season this evening. On the hunt for their second win of this 100th anniversary season and a first conference victory that would vault them out of the basement of the Southwestern Athletic Conference Eastern Division. Tonight's opposition, the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils, are the team that the Wildcats are looking to jump. And if the previous 2 meetings between the Maroon and Gold and the Green and Red are anything to go by, this shapes up to be a thrilling encounter with lots of twists and turns. So grab some leftover Halloween candy and settle in, because a special Thursday night edition of Bethune Wildcats Football comes your way next. Live from Larry Kelly Field at Daytona Stadium in Daytona Beach, Florida, this evening's presentation of Bethune-Cookman University Athletics on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE, the Cat, is on the air. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. Analyst Daryl Natile will once again join me on the broadcast today. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats entered the game at 1-7 and 0-5 in SWAC play, but that doesn't mean that the Cats haven't had their opportunities. The average margin in SWAC contests this season has been 7.6 points, and the Maroon and Gold have had chances late in multiple games to get over the line. So you feel that time is coming soon for the Wildcats to grab that elusive conference win. Last time out, the defense once again was stellar, holding the Grambling State offense to just 14 points. But the Tigers would get 14 more on 3 BCU turnovers as they fell on their final road trip of the season 28-14. The 2 BCU touchdowns in the game both came on fumble recoveries. On the game's opening drive, wide receiver Tink Boyd picked up a ball that had been knocked from the hands of quarterback Talik Bethea on a 4th-and-1 scrum and took it 52 yards for his first score of the season. Then in the second quarter, it would be the defense capitalizing on the ball on the turf. After GSU running back Floyd Chalk bobbled a handoff, Amari Hill-Robinson was there to collect the fumble and return it the distance 77 yards. I spoke to BCU head coach Raymond Woody this week to talk about the Grambling State game, the current outlook at quarterback, and the matchup with Mississippi Valley State. I'm here with Coach Woody before the Wildcats take on Mississippi Valley State at home here after the last road trip of the season at Grambling State. Coach, last road trip, hostile environment there, senior day. Defense kept you in it for the most part, and then kind of in the fourth quarter they stole it from us. And what were your thoughts on the game?
Well, at the end of the day, it always comes down to, finishing strong and not giving the ball away. When things like that happen, momentum turns, and we just have to do a better job in those type of situations and then, find a way to score.
This week against Mississippi Valley State, back at home, last 2 years against Mississippi Valley, it's been high scoring, close contests, very chippy, emotions running high. Do you see something similar happening this week?
I don't know. I haven't been here. So, whatever happened in the past, all I can do is just look at the film. I wasn't here. So, we're going to prepare for this game just like we do any other game.
Statistically, Valley doesn't look that impressive, but they have put up some big scores against Pine Bluff and against some D2 teams. Is that something you're aware of and the defense is prepping for?
Yeah, they're a good football team. Any opponent we play, they're going to have players. It's all about execution. It's all about alignment, assignment, technique, fundamentals. That's what it's going to come down to. And when you go back and look, and that's what it is.
Talk about the quarterback position for a bit. Talik Bethea got his first start last week at Grambling. Top of the depth chart again this week that was released yesterday. Do you think he's your guy going forward?
Well, we have 2 guys right now, and those guys have different packages, and we're looking to possibly play 2. These guys know that it's all about performance and doing your job.
Does this game feel important to get a win, to get that second win?
Every game is important. We want to make sure that we do it the right way, and that's why I say all season. They asked me what was the number one thing is to have a well-disciplined team. We top 5 in the country in fewest penalties, and that's where you start. When you're a disciplined team, when you're known for that, then everything else is going to work itself out.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you, as always.
The VCU offense will be hoping for a performance similar to the last time they took the field at Daytona Stadium, a game where they put up a conference season-high 330 yards and 31 points against Texas Southern. Last week against Grambling, grad transfer Tylik Bethea got his first start at quarterback for the Maroon and Gold as he completed 8 passes to six different receivers for 70 yards. Bethea is at the top of the quarterback depth chart again this week, but as we heard from Coach Woody, expect to see him split time with Walter Simmons under center. It's not just the quarterback room that has seen its fair share of injuries in 2023. The offensive line is without at least 4 of its 2 deep from the start of the season. Both Juvensly Bazul, who carried the rushing offense at the beginning of the year, and Jaden Bivens, who's been one of the go-to backs lately, are on the sidelines. Overall, the Wildcats are averaging just 2.6 yards a carry on the season. Jimmy Robinson leads the way with 283 yards, and outside of Bivens and Bazul, the only other starting running backs available is Terry Lindsay with 60 yards. Passing-wise, the offense has been conservative, averaging 140 yards a game while scoring 7 touchdowns. Dakari Allen Johnson and Chick Boyd lead the way with as the only 2 receivers with only 200 yards on the season. DAJ has a team-high 3 touchdown receptions as well. Davino Ellington and Omari Stewart have also been popular targets for the 4 Wildcat quarterbacks that have seen time this season. And there's a bit of special teams flair to the player interviews this week, and the special teamers that is having the best season is punter Anthony Fredrick. The redshirt junior from Tampa is averaging over 41 yards per attempt, and last week Fredrick punted for an average of 48 yards per punt, the longest by a BCU punter in a game since 2021. I caught up with Anthony during practice this week to talk about how he got into football, how he approaches punting, and what it has been like working under the new coaching staff this year. I'm here with Anthony Fredrick before the Wildcats take on Mississippi Valley State. First home game for y'all in a couple of weeks. Are you excited to be back at the home stadium?
I definitely am. We do a lot better at home. I feel like this one we actually will come back on this one. We definitely need this one at home.
Talk about your history in football for a while from the Tampa area. How did you get into football? Did you always play it as a kid, or did you transfer in from another sport?
No, I didn't start out playing football. I started playing out soccer. And when I got to high school, my dad had wanted me to play football, so I started to. But with my soccer team, my coach, he didn't want us to play, or he didn't want us to play another sport, so we ended up not playing. But my junior year was when I actually really started to take football seriously, and then senior year, and then so on and so forth.
What made you make that decision to commit to football over soccer?
Just the challenge. I like really having to fight for what I want to do. So it just punting and kicking just felt like something that I really should focus on.
When you line up to punt, what goes through your mind pre-snap?
Location first, secure the ball, make sure I get it out before I get hit, because guys like to chip us at some point. But definitely make sure I secure the ball and get it out.
You have had one of the better seasons in Bethune-Cookman history in terms of punting statistics this year. What's been working with the coaching staff been like, as opposed to last year here or when you were up in Alabama working with them?
Me personally, I just feel like it's a consistency standpoint. Like, so when I was at Troy, consistency wasn't my biggest thing. Last year, same thing. Consistency was my biggest thing. It was just making sure I got the biggest ball. Now it's more focus on consistency, focus on making sure that the guys that are in front of me blocking and running down the field are making sure they're going where they're supposed to go, and especially me calling out where they're supposed to go so they don't follow the return and go the wrong way.
Last year in the game against Mississippi Valley State, both teams had a kickoff return or punt return for a touchdown. How do you, as a punter, work to avoid that?
As a punter and a kicker, you want to work towards trying to force those returners out towards the sidelines, because the sidelines are your friend. Nobody beats the sidelines. And just always have the location. Try not to outkick your coverage. Make sure your guys get down there and stop the returner from getting out.
Thank you, Anthony. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
The VCU defense turned in another great effort last Saturday, and they consistently give the Wildcats a chance to win every time they step on the field. The Wildcats rank 6th in all of FCS football and 2nd in the SWAC in tackles for loss, averaging nearly 8 per game this season. Eddie Walls and De'Aris Thomas lead the Wildcats in the stat with 9.5 and 9 respectively. Overall, De'Aris Thomas is 5th in the conference with 71 total tackles and 2nd in solo stops with 42. Overall, 10 different Wildcats have more than 20 tackles on the season. BCU has forced 10 opponent turnovers this year, 5 fumbles and 5 interceptions, and has taken 2 of those back for touchdowns. Omari Hill-Robinson has 3 takeaways, 2 picks, and the scoop and score fumble recovery against Grambling, while the strong defensive front has been led by Eddie Walls and Conroy Cunningham, who each have 3 sacks. Continuing our special teams theme this week, I spoke to All-SWAC first-team return specialist Darnell Dees, but due to some time constraints and we had some technical issues getting the pregame show on the air for you tonight, we're going to play the Darnell Dees interview and have the opponent report for you at halftime. So stick around for that, as well as this week's interview with Dan Ryan back in the studio with Larry Steele. I now turn to Daryl Natil, who is with me in the broadcast booth after a week off. You spent last week in the stands at Grambling State. Did the change of perspective give you any change of perspective on the Wildcats this year?
First of all, don't say stands, because that hole is a long walk. I actually spent the game on the sideline, and I really did pick up some pointers that I'll kind of talk about here this afternoon. And the Cats are going to be receiving the football. We need a fast start tonight. Bethea will be our starting quarterback, and you're going to see a little bit of Trey too. So my thing is we need to start fast with this ball club. Both teams come in 1-7. It's going to be a slugfest. It's
going to be primarily a defensive game as well, right? Because both of these teams average under 20 points per game. Outside one game for Mississippi Valley, they scored 42 against Pine Bluff. They have not scored more than 12 points any other game this season.
Both of these teams are mirror images of each other. New coaching staffs, new players. We almost playing the same type of ball that Mississippi Valley is playing. And matter of fact, the last time we won a football game was in Itabena last year when we played these guys, and we defeated them in Mississippi.
The Wildcats are getting ready to run onto the field through the band. The hype video is playing right now. Yeah, as you said, a lot of similarities between this BCU football program and the Delta Devils. Mississippi Valley also celebrating a major football anniversary. This is the 70th season of Delta Devil football, like it is the 100th season of Wildcat football this year. They're also under the direction of a first-year head coach that used to play for the team, Kendrick Wade, back in 2005. And he's looking to restore his alma mater to its former glory, like Raymond Woody is doing here at BCU.
And there's another side story. We lost a young man from Bethune-Cookman's family, Dr. Aaron Jelly Jackson, passed on yesterday. He was a great BCU supporter, former BCU Wildcat football player. So tonight I dedicate this broadcast to Jelly.
We'll have more on Jelly Jackson and his history
Absolutely.
At halftime. Here come the Wildcats, wearing all black tonight with gold helmets, gold numbers, a gold stripe down the side of the pants and on the shoulders as they run through the band from right to left onto the field and by the BCU marching Wildcats. The Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils are in green helmets tonight with a white face mask, gray jerseys and pants with a white number with a green trim and green shoulder pads. As, Darryl, we get ready to go here tonight, and what needs to happen for the Wildcats to get out to A, a hot start, but B, close it out and take their second win of the season?
I think we have to use our quarterbacks to their strengths. But Thea has been throwing the football, but Trey, when he comes in, he's using his legs. I would say play both of those guys, keep them all set, run the football some, and pass it. This team right here, defense, they've been getting up a lot of points. So if we can keep them off balance on the defensive side, we can really score some points early and get a lead.
Mississippi Valley State gives up 28.5 points per game. Wildcats scoring 18.1. Mississippi Valley scoring just 12.6 per game. And if they didn't have that 42-point outburst against Pine Bluff about a month ago, they would be down maybe 7 to 8 points per game, because I'll run you through Mississippi Valley State's schedule, right? They lost to Central State and Delta State, two Division II teams to start the year. 21-24 and 35-7 they lost to Delta State.
Yeah.
Then they played North Carolina Central, lost 45-3 in Indianapolis in the Circle City Classic. Then they played Florida A&M, lost 31-7, lost to Prairie View 31-12, then beat Pine Bluff 42-17, lost to Jackson State 21-6, and then lost to Alcorn State 24-3 that last year. And also, crucially for this Delta Devils team, their bye week was week 2. So it's been a long time and a game after game after game with no rest for the Delta Devils.
They should be a little banged up. I know we are banged up in certain positions. So, they're playing 2, possibly 3 quarterbacks tonight. So, mirror images of these 2 ball clubs. Let's see who wants it bad.
Yep. Tygerian Williams will be the Delta Devils starter when they are on offense. But they also will throw Dino Maldonado, the transfer from New Mexico State, and also the true freshman Jaden Sisk has seen some time at quarterback for Mississippi Valley State this season. Of course, for Bethune-Cookman, they'll start Tyleek Bethea, but also Walter Simmons is there. Dominique Ponder also an option. Also Ethan DiTilio is an option, who's mostly been on special teams, hasn't seen a snap at quarterback, but who knows, right?
Yeah.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, maybe.
We got some talent on this team. We just get an opportunity to see these kids under fire. Like I say, Ethan and Ponder, they both can play football, but they're been relegated to doing special teams.
Yeah, and talking about the running backs for BCU, DeAndre McCutcheon and Markai Shaw both make the 2 deep this week because of injuries to Juvensly Bazul and Terry Lindsay.
And I've been biting to see those 2 kids. One of those kids. Well, Shaw is from California. He was a number 6 running back in California last year in high school, so he can tote the football.
Yeah, and then, of course, we saw DeAndre McCutcheon a little bit against Texas Southern last month, had 5 carries for 8 yards in that game.
Yeah, injuries have really bitten us this year.
Especially on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we got 4 starting offensive linemen down from the beginning of the year, and that's tough, right? Especially to play quarterback in front of an offensive line that's wounded and maybe not holding up as well as you think.
Well, during the spring, we only had 5 offensive linemen, and we went and got some kids after spring. We brought in some kids, and that's where we really down now in offensive line. So this afternoon I talked to Gene, the recruiting coordinator, and he has a bunch of kids here, recruits on the sideline, and a number of them are offensive linemen.
That's the thing that maybe the Wildcats need most to go get in either the portal or the recruit in the offseason. The other thing I think is quarterback, maybe. Luke Sprague has another year of eligibility. We don't know if he'll be back here next year, if he'll transfer, or he'll choose to move on. We don't know what's going on with that. He, of course, has been injured for most of the season as well. Tyleek Bethea is a graduate student. Walter Simmons is a sophomore, so we could see him develop. But I think the need is going to be at wide receiver because Davino Ellington, senior. Dakari Allen Johnson, senior. Taywon Boyd, graduate student. That's your top 3 wide receivers right there, all going to be moving on after this year.
We signed a kid. Well, I don't want to talk about him yet right now, but we got some kids coming.
That's next year. This is this year, and according to most of the people up here in the press box that I talked to before the game, this is the Wildcats' best chance to get a win before the end of the season because you've got Alabama A&M coming in here next week, and then the Classic. So if it's probably going to be now or not at all for the Wildcats to get win number 2.
It's a great opportunity tonight to get on the winning streak. Get on the board with a W. So this will be a very interesting football game. These 2 teams, like I said before, they're mirror images. They play just alike. It's all about who wants it more. The loser will be in the cellar.
Yeah. We are just waiting for television. We are on ESPNU tonight, so if you want to sync up the ESPN feed with our feed, we would appreciate it if you kept tuning in here to the CatEye Network. But if you want to watch the visuals, ESPNU is your where to go today. So we are just waiting for them to get their act together and get their red hat off the field, and then we will be able to go. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, and make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to BCUathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's BCUathletics.com and click on Shop. We are ready to go. The Wildcats have taken the field. They will receive the opening kick. The Delta Devils will kick from left to right. Their kicker is Alexander Davis, the freshman from Orlando, Florida, and a transfer at UCF. Originally signed for the Knights but never played. So a Florida kid coming home.
Yeah, right down the street.
Yep.
You can throw a rock to Orlando.
Yep. He played his high school ball at Timber Creek on the north side. We are ready to go. The ball is in the air. It's a line drive kick that is going to go out of bounds. Oh, it's going to stay in bounds. It stays in bounds at the BCU 20-yard line, taken by Darnell Dees. 25-30, cut down at the 33-yard line. I thought for sure that ball was going to get out.
And he almost broke that thing because the Mississippi Valley team kind of relaxed on the ball going out of bounds. He picked it up and came across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
So now it's time to see who will be at quarterback. Bethea is the tops on the depth chart. Walter Simmons could be out there as well. It is Bethea wearing number 13. Wildcats gold, helmets black, everything else. It's a blackout here at the stadium as the fans were requested to wear black in support of marginalized gender violence. Wildcats 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line, going right to left. 2 receivers left, single right. Bethea in the gun, tight end left, with Terry Lindsay, the running back. He's going to get the carry on first down. Jump cut in the backfield, gets up to the 35 and up to the 37-yard line. Nice little 4-yard scamper on first down.
You know, Lindsay is a quick little back. You know, we saw him early in the season. He's getting an opportunity tonight to start, so maybe he can put some foot to the metal right here in the.
Lindsay, the redshirt junior out of Fort Myers, Florida. 3 receivers left, single right. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Lindsay goes out in the pass pattern. Going to be a screen to him left side. Has blockers out in front. 35. Oh, he actually lost a yard. Lost 2 yards back to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that play was kind of red from the start. You know, he came in motion this direction and it sniffed it out.
Apologize for the crowd noise. The audio system here at the Daytona Stadium is being a little work. Here's now 3rd and 7 for BCU from their own 36. Going to be a screen far side to Corey Allen Johnson. Picks up a block from Debonye Moore. Gets to the 40. Wrestled down officially at the 39. So it's going to be a 3.
For the first drive. So it's going to be a 4th down. We're going to be punting from near midfield.
And this team has struggled to move the ball. There ain't no way to sugarcoat it. Averaging just 91 rushing yards a game and 232 total yards a game. They're going to have to move the ball against this Delta Devil defense that has allowed 400 total yards per game. Anthony Fredrick stands at his own 25. Low snap. He does get the punt away. Correction, that was Kobe Bates who made the grab. Mississippi Valley State in their green helmets, gray jerseys, gray pants, white numbers with a green trim, green stripe down the side, and green shoulder pads.
The defense have been our strength this year, so let's see maybe the defense can create something and keep some good field position for the Cats.
The Delta Devil offense will be led by Tijerian Williams, the freshman quarterback from Aliceville, Alabama. 896 left to right at their own 21-yard line. Jared Wilson, the graduate transfer from South Alabama, is the running back. 3 wide receivers in the formation, all to the right. Quarterback draw up the middle. Williams into the crowd and nowhere to go. Got one, if anything. Ebenezer to Bull. 80 carries, negative 23 net yards. Does have a rushing touchdown on the year, does Williams. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 21. 4 down line, well behind his intended receiver and incomplete. That was Carrick Ross, the leading receiver for this Delta Devils team. 218 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year for Ross.
And Walls will put
back off and just rush 3 this time. They will put 4 down linemen on the line. A couple of substitutions going in and out for Mississippi Valley State. They bring the tight end, Jackson Davis, in on the left-hand side. 2 receivers, now 3 receivers left, single to the right for Mississippi Valley. The 3 receivers are in a bunch formation near the hash. Here's the clap, the snap on 3rd down. Williams pressured from the backside, now escapes and is wrestled down by Adrian Hall as he tried to leave out the back door. Loss of 4, 4th down.
You know, we talked to Adrian Hall last night on the Hale Wildcat show. This kid's jacked up to play football here at Bethune-Cookman. He's from Rockledge. He's been playing great football the last few weeks.
And I tell you what, one of his final high school games was in this stadium, a playoff game against Seabreeze that Rockledge came up here and won.
That's the 2nd sack on the year for him.
It is.
2.5.
Punting is Alexander Davis. Almost got it blocked.
Blocked.
It did get blocked. It goes straight up into the air. It's going to drop down to the 35, take a small Mississippi Valley roll to the 38-yard line, and the Wildcats will be in excellent field position. Is that Adrian Hall blocked out again?
No. It looked like he kicked the ball off somebody's helmet.
Well,
Let's look at the replay here.
Said, we don't have monitors here. All we have is the TV stream, which is a bit behind.
Looked like it went off a helmet. Let's see.
Black and gold tonight. Shot back there and blocked it. No idea who it was, but we'll check the official stats when we come back to Daytona Stadium. 12:01 to go, first quarter. No score, but BCU in plus territory right here on the CatEye Network. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a follow on Twitter. From the Mississippi Valley 38 going right to left, 12:01 to go in the first quarter. It was Davino wide open to the end zone. Far corner off the fingertips of Davino Ellington, who blocked the punt. And he was a lockstep with the corner for Mississippi Valley State.
But I like to see we are going vertical early. There was another man down here at the bottom of the screen, wide open in the middle, but he picked Davino, and pass incomplete.
Yeah, trying to take the top off the defense on first down.
That was the Dakari down at the bottom was open.
Yep, 3 receivers in the 2 up to the 36-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and 8, so another 3rd and long. 5 or 6 in Cade Hector's field goal range. 2 by 2, the receivers stacked up to you each side. 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats. No, correction, that's Markai Shaw in there at running back. Was moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap.
But he almost played it off. He played it like he was coming up for protection.
Apologies if we are cutting out a little bit. Main press box. 3rd down and 11 now. Bethea, quarterback draw, gets free. 40, makes a jump cut 35, gets hit the ball as the ball. It was punched out by Omar Emmons at the BC.
Last week, when we picked up a loose football by the quarterback and we scampered 49 yards or 49 yards for the touchdown, now we see it again here in the first quarter.
Now, the Wildcats now -6 in turnover margins this season. They have lost the ball 16 times, 9 fumbles, 7 interceptions.
Well, we had good field position right there, but the quarterback on the quarterback draw trying to get extra yardage. That's why you want him to slide.
Yeah, and
he's trying to stay up.
He was trying to get a little bit of extra yardage to try and set up the field goal unit in Cade Hector. 11:02 to go first quarter. No score here between the Delta Devils and the Wildcats. Mississippi Valley State back out on offense. Tigerian Williams quarterback, Jared Wilson running back, 2 receivers left, single right. Ball in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 for Valley from the 36-yard line. Snap the 41. Wilson averaging 3.5 yards a carry. Former 3-star recruit out of Henderson High School and commit few guys to the box. It's another handoff up the middle. Tripped up immediately is Wilson. And there's some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Hands go up. Nobody wants to be guilty. And no flags thrown. Just a 2-yard gain. That's going to be 3rd down and 4 from the 43.
Be alert in the secondary right here. They've been trying to lull us to sleep with the run. Look for a quick pass right here.
Bunch formation left, nobody to the right. 3rd and 4 for Mississippi Valley State. 4 down linemen for BCU, 2 middle linebackers.
Here comes a little pressure from the top. Look like sparrows coming.
2 deep safeties, man coverage either other way. 1 man comes in motion. First down, Mississippi Valley to the 48-yard line. Even though forward progress takes him all the way back to behind the original line of scrimmage, he did make the catch at the 48. I believe that is...
Pass the sticks for the first down.
Sparrow made the tackle, 1st and 10 for Mississippi Valley State. First down for either team tonight. And at the BCU 48. 3 receivers to the short side left. Stretch play handoff running left. Wilson tries to bounce it outside. Will get absolutely nowhere. Maybe got a yard, if that.
They're going to mark him about a half a yard.
Eddie Walls on the stop. And that time they ran to the strong side where they had 3 receivers. 2nd and 10, no gain. Now they'll put 2 receivers each side. The ball still on the left hash or the short side of the field is the far side. Williams in the gun, Wilson off his right hip. 8:37 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Williams back to pass, time in the pocket, slings it, intercepted at the 40-yard line. A flag comes out. It's going to be pass interference.
Omari Hill Robinson, the old SWAC performer, picked it off, but they're going to call it pass interference on the Cats.
It was Carrick Ross again. Still no signal from the official yet, but I'm pretty sure this. They're going to get Joshua Thornhill for the pass interference. And that moves the Delta Devils all the way up into Bethune-Cookman territory to the 36-yard line. And correction, they got Steven
2 penalties early.
Yeah, and that's very uncharacteristic for this Wildcats team.
We only averaging 4 a game. They're going to back it up a little bit.
And now they're going to readjust the ball back to the 40-yard line.
They marked it from the spot of the...
Stopped at a scoreless first quarter. Williams takes the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up in the pocket. He is going to go down. There's I think Mississippi Valley State recovered the loose ball anyway. They did.
That's Conroy Cunningham up in there.
But it's another sack for Bethune-Cookman. Conroy Cunningham, his 4th sack of the season. Clock did not stop. 7:59 to go. Yeah, they definitely marked him down before timeout. That's Omari Hill Robinson down on the near sideline, and he's going to be helped to the sideline under his own power.
So we have a timeout here, huh?
Yep. We'll take a timeout. No, Red Hat's not on the field.
Red Hat's not on the field, so let's stay here.
We'll keep it right here. Men's basketball head coach Reggie Theus and women's basketball head coach Janelle Cray available for just $225 on the lower level and $125 on the upper level. Now we will take a timeout. We'll send it back to the studio. This is BCU Athletics on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. After a big sack by Conroy Cunningham, it is 2nd down and a country mile for the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. They're going to get to the 30 for a first down. So it is 2nd and 17 from the 47-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. And now we're reviewing the previous.
For what? Was it a fumble or what?
So the previous play was the sack, right? And that they ruled him down before the ball came out. The only way they would review this play is if the Wildcats recovered the fumble. But to me, it looked like Valley recovered the fumble. So we are very play up here. The only monitors, quote unquote, we have is the TVs in the press box that are showing the game.
Yeah, I see that. We are balanced. The running the football and passing the football. That's what I see that. But we're not doing anything with it. We're doing a balanced attack, running and throwing. Maybe you might see Bethea try to slide the next time.
Yeah.
So that he won't get lose the football.
By a Texas Southern defender.
But what I like is,
Oh, they're going to give BCU the ball.
Well, good call.
Review it if you must, but give us the ball.
But here's the key. He had an injured player that caused the timeout for us to even take a chance to look at it. If the player doesn't get injured, they continue to play football.
This is a bit of a weird start to this game, Daryl. So we get a punt, a blocked punt, a turnover, and now a turnover on the first 4 drives of the game. 8:13 to go first quarter. No score here at Daytona Stadium. Wildcats, you've just been rolling the dice. Wildcats 1st and 10. Athens going to pull it back and throw over the middle. That pass is caught at the Valley 40. Davino Ellington makes the first catch of the game for Bethune-Cookman, and it's 1st and 10. We saw them get some tempo going last week against Grambling State for the first time. Haven't really seen that before this year. They sub in Markai Shaw at running back. 3 receivers to the short side right. 1 to the left. That's Davino Ellington all alone on the near side. Bethea in the gun takes the snap. Pitches it to Shaw. Shaw's going to throw down the field wide open. Tink Boyd makes the catch 15 at the 10, being chased. Dives for the pylon. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. It's a trick play, and the Wildcats take the
other night. No, they're not going to throw a screen pass. And they did it. First trick play of the year.
First touchdown on a trick play. And how about Tink Boyd? He got the touchdown on the broken fumble play last week, but if anybody deserves a receiving touchdown on this team, it's him. He has been all over the place, making some terrific catches, and that time he got it done. Cade Hector on for the extra point.
Yeah, the little kid from Virginia Tech transferred 2 touchdowns in 2 consecutive weeks.
Well, the football weather up in Virginia, and I mean, maybe you can't tell the difference with how it kind of was this week. It was high 50s, low 60s, and really windy. It's better tonight.
What was his answer?
Hey, Florida.
Oh.
He don't like that cold. See, I'm the same way. I used to live in Virginia. I don't like the cold either. But you got right. It gives you an advantage against teams that don't have that. Here's Cade Hector on to kick the extra point. Ethan DiTilio will hold it. And now we're going to have another review to see if Tink Boyd was out of bounds before he crossed the pylon. And now everybody's going to go to the sidelines. This first quarter continues to be wacky. I just saw a replay.
Some people knocking on the door for some candy tonight.
I did say to get some extra Halloween candy in my cold open today. So it is the 2nd of November. I hope everybody had a happy Halloween. I know a lot of the kids in my neighborhood were not happy that Halloween was on a school night. As the replay from the angle we have, which is main camera angle straight onto the middle of the field, looked like he did not step out, and I'm not sure from that camera angle if it's the only one the referees have, if they have evidence to overturn.
Last week we were sitting up in Shreveport eating dinner after the game, and we were doing a little analysis about the offense and the defense, and the number one subject was we haven't ran against Grambling.
Here comes the referee. He has the headset off. He's getting ready to announce. Maybe after the play? I
don't know.
I'm not sure what they were reviewing there. Anyway, the touchdown stands. It's 6-0 Bethune-Cookman. And how about that? First pass of the year. It's Markai Shaw, the freshman running back from California.
That's the kid I want to see run that thing, man. He can really choke it.
Well, he doesn't have a carry on the season, but he does have a 41-yard touchdown pass. Here's Cade Hector for the extra point. The hold from DiTilio. The kick is on the way. The kick is good. And with 7 minutes.
Fast start. We need a fast start to give the defense a chance to play their kind of game. We saw the defense get the turnover at midfield. The offense take.
For more information, you can reach out to Bethune-Cookman Athletic Communications Department at BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. That's BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. So, Darryl, I want to talk about the offense in a normal set, right? Let's not take the trick play out. Yes, that was cool. We got a big play, got the touchdown. What do we need to do when we're not running those explosive trick plays to try and move this ball?
Possession receivers. We got some small kids. Run those short, quick routes and get some momentum.
And the play before the touchdown pass was a little 15-yard slant. Here's the kickoff, sending the returner back to the 5-yard line, trying to go to the middle field, 10, cut back 15, 20, being dragged down from behind 25, and that is where the Delta Devils will begin. That was Kobe Bates on the return. Bates, the junior kickoff return for a touchdown against BCU.
I remember that.
So got to hold him in check today. Wildcats have done good.
They're going to try to go to the air. They're trying to strike back from their last series of the Cats.
It is still Williams at quarterback, Wilson in as the running back, 2 receivers to the right, single left. Wildcats with 4 down linemen, now 5 as they rush 5 here. Yaris Thomas,
DT,
ever
man.
Consistent, comes up with the tackle.
DT plays much bigger than his size, man. This kid, man, is a headhunter right there in the middle of the field.
6-1.
On that defense.
They gave him 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8 from the 27. One man in motion, moving left.
We're seeing the confidence now from the defensive line. They're running some stunts and running some schemes now that's getting some guys free, and they're having big 3rd down right here, 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 after the 3-yard sack. Steps up, throws short, middle, incomplete, dropped by Carrick Ross on a slant pattern, and it's 4th and 11.
You force them to pass the football with the way our defense is.
And rushed only 3 and still got pressure against the offensive line.
I haven't seen that a lot of times. We're taking the lid off our playbook, I'm telling you.
This Mississippi Valley State offensive line is allowing almost 5 sacks per game, 34 on the season.
Already giving up 3 tonight.
Here's Alexander Davis punting to...
Fake, it's a fake,
It is fake. It's up the middle, wide open, 45-50, one man to beat Anthony Blakely, the defensive back. And, well, trick play for Bethune-Cookman, trick play for Mississippi Valley as Blakely takes it all the way to the 14-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. That is basically flipping the entire field. And good call on that, Darryl, because I was completely looking at something else. Did not think they were going to fake it at all.
He almost dropped the football. He was so wide open.
5:44 to go first quarter. Gutsy call from head coach Kendrick Wade, the 18th head coach in MVSU history, the former 10. 4 receivers bunched to the left. They're going to hand the ball off to Williams' left side. He's going to be wrestled down by Jalen Christian, gain of the running back.
Defense got to stand strong right here. Force a field goal. Tim.
Yep. And this is the problem with BCU's defense is they center with 2 tight ends to the right. Pitch the ball left with space to the 13-yard line. Flag comes in. They pitch the ball to Malik Meyer, DeFabian Fance, the junior out of Greenwood, Mississippi, and this might be a holding call. We'll see.
Yeah, they're going to back him up on the hole. I think they're setting up something. Got the quarterback under center. He tossed it to the right.
Right, if you get everybody else going one way, quarterback sneaks out the back door to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
4:46 to go. The penalty backs the. So. Second out and 17 from the 25 for Mississippi Valley. Williams back in the gun. One receiver goes left to right. Across the formation, that's Ross. Whistle and a stoppage of play.
They're going to call a timeout. Delay a
No,
game.
it's a delay of game. They did not call a timeout.
Now, their offense is discombobulated right now.
Yeah.
After the fake field goal. Both of these 1 and
Oh,
17.
no. Prior to the penalty, timeout. The referee just did correct it. So, MVSU burns their first. We'll take a break and be right back. This is BCU Athletics on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. Is second down and 17 for Mississippi Valley State from the Bethune-Cookman 25-yard line after MVSU took a top to right, and he was the only receiver on the short side, near side right. Fake the handoff, going to throw a screen pass to him, and he's going to be crushed. Carrick Ross is crushed to the back end. I believe
Adrian Hall.
That was Adrian Hall, yeah. He had the sack earlier in the game. And now he came up and crushed. No, that was Jeremy Greaves, excuse me. Jeremy Greaves got the tackle that time.
Okay.
But they ran this tunnel screen, and Greaves was all over it. No gain on the play. Valley from the 25-yard line after no gain on that play. Wildcats trying to hold the Delta Devils to a field goal after a fake punt flipped the field. Williams pressured, rails to his left, now tries to escape. He is tripped up at the 25-yard line, cut from behind. And
flushed him out of the pocket. Greaves back-to-back plays. Going to bring up fourth down.
And the holding penalty as well, which the Wildcats will cut. Can you?
You got to have effort. You got to have patience. You got to play with speed. That's what Coach Woody teaches.
So now with the ball at the 25-yard line, do they go to the go for it on fourth?
Well, we're going to penalize them now to back them up. We're going to take the penalty. So it's going to bring up third
So it's
down.
third. Okay, so there was a penalty. We initially declined it. Now Coach Woody wants to back them up. It is third down and 5, 10, 15, 20, 27.
Yeah, I think he picked up a yard on that play, so it wasn't a sack. He got
Third and 27 from the BCU 35. Williams, it's not going to be a first down. It is going to be fourth down, but that is well in field goal range, and maybe they keep the offense on the field. They will keep the offense on the field. Tijerian Williams is motioning to his quarterback. He wants to go for this. It would be 4th and 7, and now they're going to run the field goal team on. So again, apologize for the technical difficulties we have up here in the booth. 2:50 to go first quarter. Wildcat 15-yard line, and it's going to be a